hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ usually in the studio with me, but he is not here this week. Cock Johnson has taken a pass this week. Coincidence? I don't know. Because we had a major story this week in Orlando, Florida, which is Scuba Radio headquarters, that involved a potential scuba diver who committed a robbery on Disney property. The Paddlefish boat restaurant down at Disney Springs was robbed late Sunday night, Monday morning this past week, and the perpetrator was caught on camera wearing full wetsuit, cover-up, and got, tied up a couple people and got away with like $10,000 to $20,000 and jumped back in the water and swam away. And as far as I know, is still on the lam. And I know I'm not alone, being that we are in Orlando. From the scuba divers are kind of a close-knit community, and when one of us goes astray, when I say us, not me, but we get a lot of fingers pointed our way, and like, hey, I know you're a diver, you probably know this, or is it you? And I was like, no, it wasn't me, but being that I'm in Orlando, I've been doing this scuba show for 28 years plus now. Kenny from Sweetwater Scuba with us today. He lives in Orlando as well. He's gotten a bunch of texts from friends across the country and around the world saying, hey, come on, fess up, right? And I know Kenny's with me on this. We've had to kind of come up with an alibi. And once again, I don't know what's up with Cock Johnson, why he's not here today, other than, surely it's just coincidence. Wink, wink. But I have an alibi. As a matter of fact, somebody sent me an email of a little song. They said, I know you're not the person. And they didn't come right out and say it was them, but they did send me this. They figured this might come in handy, as far as me having an alibi for this. See what you think.
Midnight's calling, wetsuit zip tight, plans in motion under flickering lights. Friends all laugh, point my way, but Scuba Radio's got nothing to say.
That's not true.
I'm not Greg, don't say it again. Maybe I'm clever, but it's not a sin. Masked in bubbles, I make my dash. Dove in the lake, gone in a splash. Oh, gone in a splash. If you're searching for culprits, keep searching ahead, because I told you already it wasn't Greg.
Maybe it was this person who did the song. That's the only thing I can think of. But, I'll take it. If it takes the heat off me. Barry the Bugger, during our boat show today, he was the first one. Like, how tall are you? The perpetrator's 5'10". How tall are you? I'm 6'1". Yes. So
5'10", 6'1",
yeah, but
that's pretty close.
That's pretty close. Slim build. doesn't have a problem diving at night, will dive with sharks, so he had no problem diving in this water.
Yeah.
He said he was afraid of the alligators. Right, you dove with great white sharks. What are you afraid of a little alligator?
Yeah, I know better.
Yeah, and he's got
Right.
all those rebreathers stashed behind his
And you
house.
know
No,
those
that's not
new
true.
guitars that he bought last night or the day before?
Yeah.
He went over to Guitar Center and just bought them out. Like,
hey. I got a
$10,000
song,
worth of
Alibi,
guitars.
from probably the real perpetrator.
Right.
I found it entertaining to send that
And you
to
probably had to dump CJ's body because he probably saw
Whoa,
those.
wait,
guitars.
now it's all. We went from robbery to
Wow.
murder in an instant. What the hell happened there, Barry?
It's
Gee.
funny that that guy singing kind of sounds like you in auto tune.
Nah, I don't think that's
No, auto-tune
accurate,
can't do
Jerry.
that good.
Diver guy. Yeah, so the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad, they're going to have to, I don't know, they do something to defend themselves. Who's to say they couldn't have come into town and committed this little incident?
Sure. Yeah.
Jerry, the diver guy's on the road. He's driving. Looks like a new vehicle. Coincidence? I think not.
Could be.
Could be. And we got
Damn deer is all I could say.
we got Bubble Boy. We got Casey the Tobacco Nut, Vinny Two Tanks, and of course Kenny from Sweetwater Scuba, who's in Orlando too. And you were getting emails from friends and texts saying, "Come on, Kenny, fess up," or they can like needle in you, or what, Kenny?
Greg, they were blowing me up.
Yeah.
I had to do a post on it just to. I
Defend
kind of couldn't
yourself?
keep responding. Yeah, defend myself, and of course get with you to create an alibi.
Yes.
There you
well,
go.
we got each other's back. There you go. Yeah, Kenny was the
Could
first.
be an inside job, you know.
Well, Kenny, he kind of works down there, so he's even closer to
Wait
it
a
than
minute.
me. Yeah. What?
An
What do you mean?
alibi Kenny and Greg created an alibi together. Were you guys together that evening?
No, we were not.
Oh, okay. Just
Yeah.
checking.
Can you prove that?
Yeah, I got a song. It just said so. So it's from the
Song, that's-
perpetrator. So I don't know what's your
I
alibi
don't
there.
think that song
Kenny?
will hold up in court.
No.
I might. I don't know. In Goofy Court it might, but I don't know. What do you think there, Kenny? What'd you tell everybody?
Well, I got a bunch of friends to go with me to Halloween Horror Nights to keep with the theming of everything, and that
Yeah.
allowed me to wear a costume. You know, you just got to slip out of Universal Studios and slip into Disney and slip back real quick without anybody noticing. So it can be done. So we proved it.
It is just across the lake. more or
That
less.
didn't really sound like an alibi to me. The way you just described
Sounded
that
like a
scenario.
plan.
It turns out we were at Halloween Horror Nights, but
Oh,
you never
okay,
know.
okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so that's when the
That's
incident
called
happened.
self-incriminating.
Yeah. Well, okay, so let's back up. I guess we need to explain to people that are hearing this for the first time. You know, there's this restaurant down on Disney property that was robbed, and yeah, the guy was wearing, I don't know, at least a wetsuit, if not scuba gear too. I'm not clear if he had a tank, but they found some gear from what I heard, and there's a picture of the guy right before he spray painted the security camera, and he's wearing swim goggles and a full, looked like a free diver wetsuit type of thing. And supposedly when he went and, you know, he knew where to go to find this money, to count the money from the night of receipts, I guess. So it sounds like there was some pre-planning involved, but he was wearing his wetsuit and socks. That's what I read. So, but then he got the money. I don't know. He put gear back on, but he evidently escaped via the lake there at Disney Springs, which, you know, I've been around that lake. I know I've been around that lake to know that I would never want to be in that lake. You know, it's shallow. It's yeah, I'm guessing there could be gators in there. What do you think, Kenny? Do you know, since you're down there more than me?
There are definitely gators in there.
Yeah.
And it's swampy, it's
Right.
murky, there's boats. I mean, Disney's kind of they preserve their wildlife. So I know they do like fishing tours out there, at least I think on that lake. And I mean, you just walk by the water, you see turtles, snakes, birds, all kinds of weird stuff.
All the stuff I would prefer not to dive with, especially at night when I can't see it. I mean, I'm way more worried about a dive like that than I would in the ocean with sharks. But we'll continue to develop our alibi next on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Show off your good taste and wear your favorite radio show and podcast logo with official Scuba Radio merch.
Merch is short for merchandise.
No Thank you. Very helpful. We've got more than ever at ScubaRadio.com.
I like it. Sweet.
We're talking high-quality, sharp-looking Scuba Radio hats, shirts, hoodies, beach towels, blankets, board shorts, rash guards, pajama pants, coffee mugs, phone cases, magnets, umbrellas, wall clocks, tennis shoes, even flip-flops.
That's a mouthful.
It is a lot of Scuba Radio swag.
Big time. Lots of stuff. Speaking of which, tell them about the Scuba Radio stuff for women divers.
We didn't forget about the ladies. We've got women's leggings, crop top tees, and tons more stuff for women.
I rock my Scuba Radio merch all the time. Tons of compliments.
Flex your riz.
What?
Represent the drip.
Just don't.
The biggest assortment of Scuba Radio merch ever. Get yours now at ScubaRadio.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Did you ever take an acid?
No.
All right. What happens when you take acid or go scuba diving is the same thing. If you take acid or go scuba diving, you come back. But you're a little different.
I'm a deep sea diver. Got a stroke and I can't go wrong.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Okay, so we've had an incident this week in Orlando, Florida, which is Scuba Radio headquarters, where a guy donning dive gear robbed a Disney restaurant. It's called the Paddlefish. It's like a riverboat type themed seafood type restaurant down there on Disney property. The guy got away with like 10 to 20 grand, but he's given us a bad name. Scuba dive, and this isn't the first time this has happened. A few months ago we had this the scuba burglar who was going into banks wearing a dive mask, and it was like, hey, we don't need any help. We can make ourselves look terrible just by being ourselves. Look at Barry the boater. Look at Vinny Two Tanks.
Yeah.
Look at Casey the tobacco nut. Jerry the diver guy.
What?
There's four
What did I
examples right there.
Wait.
They need no help at making our sport look terrible to the
Well,
outside
thank you.
world.
Greg,
How do I get drug into your delusional state of mind all the time?
Well, he's by himself today.
Yeah.
I was thinking, you said this had to be planned. This had to have someone that had like deep knowledge of all of this information,
Well,
right?
he's using diving 101.
Right.
Plan your burglary and burgle your plan. Burglary,
and
rob
it's
your
and
plan.
it's almost like if he worked for a government agency and he maybe in counter espionage or something like that. Do you know anyone that could have, anyone? Where'd Jimmy go?
I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, Bubble Boy just slid right off the screen.
How tall are you, James?
5'9".
Oh,
wow. That's they said the perpetrator was 5'10".
5'10". That's not much different.
So it could have been made.
And as soon as I said that, Jimmy hunched over slightly. Did you notice that body language? Move?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, he looks a little shorter than
about?
yeah.
Anywho, yeah. But
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. You plan your dive your plan.
He did it well. He should get an
plan-
award for that.
Plan your
Plan your
crime.
robbery, dive your robbery.
There
I
you
would never,
go.
I would never dive in a lake in Florida because of the brain-eating amoebas.
Yeah, well,
there
good
you
point.
go.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got that issue as well. And
He
you
may
know,
still be out there. The actual guy may be at the bottom of the lake with no brain.
yeah, or Gatorade him. I mean,
Or Gatorade.
I mean,
Pretty sure
I
he
don't
would
know.
float to the top, wouldn't he?
Well, the lake is pretty shallow. I mean, Kenny, you know better than I, but I've been told that's pretty shallow lake there by Disney Springs. What do you know?
Yeah, in fact, I think they can control some of the depths out there, and I know
Yeah.
they can raise and lower the water levels like property wide.
Well, it's
And
Disney Magic, right? Yeah, of course.
yeah, they average like 5 or 6 feet deep, I think is
Okay,
it.
that's pretty shallow. So it's
Yeah.
not ideal for scuba diving. And like I said, I'm not sure if the
Mm-mm.
guy was just swimming in a wetsuit
Yeah.
or what. But man, I mean, am I alone there? Would you dive in that lake, Kenny? It doesn't seem appealing to me at all from a diving perspective. What do you think?
It's no, not unless you really, really had to, and you definitely couldn't see. I will tell you, we have dove way back in the day. Our dive team, which now just dives at the seas at Epcot, we used to get calls, and we would have to go to some of the lakes, whether it be Magic Kingdom or World Showcase. People at that time had Nextels
Right.
park wide instead of radios and cell phones and all that because
Uh-huh.
and so they would drop them or a tourist would drop their passport in the water under the ferry so we'd clear the boats and we would dive in there and I can tell you for a fact even when we tried you were lucky to see 6 inches in front of your hand. It was
Yeah.
just feel.
Well,
You
and
can only
I
dive
would
by
imagine
feel.
it's very mucky. Typical lake,
Yeah.
Florida lake kind of thing. So
Yeah.
easily stirred up, zero viz.
But
You know
you're
there's
assuming-
snakes and gators and God knows what else. What,
So
Barry?
you're again assuming that he was diving down below the water. He could have just been on the surface. He was all in black. That's the photograph they show.
Yeah.
And that means and you said the water is murky.
And
So
probably
he
mercury
would kind of
loaded too, actually.
yeah, but
I'm
he
sure
would
if
kind
he
of
was just
blend in.
paddling along the surface, they would have gone, "Hey, look, there's a guy swimming across the lake."
Or they could have said it was an alligator. They're busy. They're tourists. They're eating. They're watching fireworks. They're looking up at the sky. Were there
You've
fireworks
really
going
thought
off
this
during
through.
that time?
You've really thought this through, haven't you?
Of
Barry?
course I did. I'm trying to figure out how you did it, Greg.
No, well, it was late at night, so all the festivities were done. Supposedly it's happened like at 1 o'clock in the morning or something,
Oh, wow.
Monday morning or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting story. Doesn't make our club of divers look very good. And I know you could look at it. I find there's obviously there's kind of a funny angle to this. You don't hear about someone using our skills in this capacity, but it also reflects poorly on our community, which I'm like, I don't know if this guy had an idea from the bank robber that was using the dive mask a few months ago and thought, hey, I'm going to take this to the next level. I was like, hey, you got to quit doing that. We don't, like I said,
maybe
don't
we
need
need to form a vigilante divers society. We all pack sidearms underwater just in case we run into some nefarious diver.
Yeah.
Well, did they ever catch the guy that robbed the bank?
I don't know, but if
Could
you're
be the same guy.
well, it could be. I mean, but if you're hanging out at the tiki bar after your day of diving, and you're just shooting the crap, and somebody starts like, oh yeah, ever been down to Disney
again?
Yeah,
Wheels start turning.
yeah. I mean, it might be one of us, Vinny Two Tanks.
Bubble.
Yeah. I mean,
it definitely wasn't me.
It definitely
Wait, is that
wasn't
your
Vinny.
passport in your hand.
Oh,
Bubble
wait,
boy.
Vinny comes out this way all the time, even though he's in California.
I'm a pirate,
But he's
so
5 foot tall.
How tall are you, Vinny?
I'm 5'10".
Guilty!
Wait a minute.
Fry him!
Oh no! They
Fry
said
him now!
Thin build, right?
But it
Then
wasn't
Bill-
me.
It wasn't me. So what's your alibi?
Vinny's been traveling a lot lately.
Yeah.
You want to know why, right?
I want to
Why
know
it
what
wasn't me?
Yeah.
You were having a colonoscopy.
Because he didn't face plant into the pier on the way back in the water.
I'm basically a pirate, so I wouldn't do anything like that.
Okay, that
Wait a
explains
minute.
it.
You're a pirate, so you wouldn't
Well,
climb on another boat,
I'll
raid its
explain it.
riches,
Okay, he's
and then
gonna explain.
disappear.
Right.
Dead men tell no tales. So
Right.
I wouldn't leave. That wouldn't have been me, because I'm a pirate.
Oh, okay. I totally buy that alibi. I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but what's new? That's pretty much every week, right? God bless him. Guilty. All right, we'll get to the bottom of this eventually on the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Divers, adventurers, and ocean lovers, get ready. DEMA Show 2025 is coming to Orlando November 11th through the 14th. It's the one event where the entire dive industry comes together, from the latest dive gear and technology to travel destinations and training. Connect with fellow pros, discover new opportunities, and be a part of the community that drives our sport forward. Don't miss it. DEMA Show 2025, November 11th through the 14th at the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, Florida. Register now at demashow.com.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater. Dive computers for demanding divers.
Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hey, look here. Every once in a while, okay, there's a technological breakthrough. All right? It's what we call in the business a game changer. They got these things today, I'm telling you. You can go deep sea diving with one, okay? First, there was the clapper. You got the slap chop, George Foreman grill. Then you got this little baby right here, okay? It tells you all the stuff about the oxygen content in your tank. If I'd have had this thing back in high school, the depth, okay, that you can go, you talking about do some math. That watch does that? No, this thing here only costs $25. It's a calculator.
He's a high-tech diver, underwater man of mystery, a genuine survivor with all the latest dive technology.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Scuba diving and knowing how to do it is kind of a superpower compared to the rest of the world. And I prefer to use my superpower for good. Not everybody believes that way. As we found this week in Orlando, here where we're based out of, somebody used their scuba skills to rob a restaurant on Disney property and escape wearing a wetsuit in a lake down there and slipped right away from authorities with like 10 to 20 grand, supposedly. Could it be one of us? Do you need to start looking at your dive buddy a little shifty-eyed? Like, hey, where were you Monday night or Sunday night last week?
Where were you and why didn't you share?
Yeah. Yeah, if you're at the tiki bar and you got a fellow buddy who's offering up to buy rounds of drinks that normally is pretty tight, you might want to
alligator arms. Huh?
Might want to think about him just a little bit.
Well, you know what the key to identifying him would be.
Okay, Casey, please explain. What would it be?
Whenever he bought the next round of drinks, all his money's wet.
Ah, there's that.
Or it smells like a lake. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It would smell. It'd be fresh water. It'd probably be okay. But
Kenny said that lake you can't see 6 inches in front of you. There's got to be something in there that stank.
well, it's just the muck, all the leaves and all the funk that gets in there. You know, those brain-eating amoebas that Bubble Boy was talking about. Yeah, that's a thing in the lakes that we have. Actually, this is like prime time for that. It's just the end of the summer is when these lake-eating
stagnant water.
Yeah, the lake-eating amoebas cause problems. I'm not a lake diver. I'm just not a big fan. Let alone the visibility, the gators, the snakes, the bugs. God knows what else is in there. You know, probably all the discarded Disney creatures that don't make the cut in the theme park. They probably chuck the carcasses into the lakes around. I think that.
What, from Animal Kingdom?
I don't know what they do, but yeah, I mean, it's not ideal for one of us, one of the a person of our community. I mean, obviously, whether this guy was a scuba diver, it sounds like he was at least familiar with free diving, because from the picture I saw, it looked like a free diving wetsuit he was wearing, one of those slick kind of tire tube type of wetsuits that free divers and spearfisher like to use.
Wasn't one of those emerald green skins you keep trying to put on us, is it?
God, no. Those are way too fancy. No, this was more, like
from Temu.
Traditional, free divers like to use these kind of neoprene wetsuits that are kind of like a different material than your typical scuba diving wetsuit. I mean, Kenny, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like that slick black kind of thing, and they think it's less buoyant or something, or allows them to slide through the water. It's almost like they have a coating on the wetsuit that makes them slicker. Do you know what I mean? But
it's like those old school ones.
Yeah,
rubbery looking.
Right, rubber.
Inner
Yeah,
tube.
like a rubber inner tube,
like a seal.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, but it's definitely a free diver preference. So maybe it's a free dive, somebody pretty familiar with free diving and obviously comfortable with swimming. I don't know if they had fins. I haven't seen that, or not either. But just knowing that they said it was somebody 5'10" and fairly thin, well, that rules out 90% of the scuba squad right there,
except for two.
Yeah, and I'm
out.
I'm too tall, and the only one who fits the body type probably the best is Vinny Two Tanks.
Yeah.
And he was in California, and he's a pirate, and that's his excuse, which makes no sense to anybody, any normal human being, but whatever. I mean, he can put up whatever defense he wants. I honestly would have thought, Vinny, you would have went with the fact that you're in California before you threw in the fact that, hey,
true.
I'm a pirate. It's not me.
Now, wait a minute.
I'm in California. I'm a little far
as
away.
your legal counsel, let me just say. But you can take whatever tack you want. It's for you to defend. But you do claim to be in California last Sunday evening.
I mean, come on.
Okay, just checking. I mean,
Greg.
Yeah. Yes, Casey.
There's one thing about Vinny's alibi.
Uh-huh.
He's been traveling all over, going to the islands, going to all those places. Transfer planes somewhere near us. So he could have caught a plane here, robbed the place, climbed on an airplane, and taken off for Bora Bora, Fiji, someplace.
So he could have got Ebola and then went to Fiji, and in the meantime stopped over in Orlando.
And he could have put that money in one of his international bank accounts that they can't get.
We don't know how
access
much
to
offshore money.
With friends like these, Vinny. I mean,
Well,
okay, maybe acquaintances is probably a better word.
He does have an alibi there, because if you're traveling.
Oh yeah, there, and see, conveniently, Jerry freezes up.
So maybe the technology. Yeah.
Yeah, they're watching them. They're monitoring. I mean, that's the thing. Big Brother's probably really got an eye on us scuba divers right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a trend. First, we got this guy wearing a dive mask robbing banks. Now they're swimming up to lakes, to restaurants at Disney property and taking a bunch of money. I mean,
Who
I
would
don't
have
know.
thunk it?
This is not ideal for our community. But
That would be a
what
first
happened
for-
to
I think-
Jerry there is just what happens when the Big Brother starts doing the digital listening.
well, I mean, it could happen. I mean, if you find someone you're you're questioning, why they're all of a sudden a big spender. I mean, it's time to possibly turn them in.
I mean, Jerry says he hit a deer and totaled his truck. How do we know
What?
it wasn't? How do we know it wasn't racing back from the robbery?
And how do we know it was a deer?
Well, I was
Jerry?
at the Virginia Tech game, so
Wait.
Come
I'm
on,
innocent.
Jerry knows the difference between a deer and a cow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, give Jerry a break.
All right. If it was a cow, no one would care. Yeah, but if it's I don't even know what this
Cow would
means.
have set
Well,
off the airbags.
I would have went for the steaks, but
No,
that's just me.
I've seen a guy hit a cow, so
Huh.
it would have destroyed my car even more.
All right.
Right.
So it was a deer, you say?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Was there any drinking involved when this accident occurred?
the deer was not drinking at all.
I plead
Okay.
the fifth on that.
Hey,
Uh-huh.
did you take it home to process? Was it edible after
No.
the hit? Oh,
And
okay.
roadkill
No,
stew.
you can't eat a deer. You can't eat a deer once you hit it. That'll be a
Why?
big negatory.
Why?
The meat's bruised up too bad, and
Oh.
the guts.
That's how I thought that's how they tenderize them, and where back in the woods where you are, Jerry, the diver guy. But I don't know. Maybe that's just rumor and innuendo, and we don't contribute to that kind of nonsense here on this highbrow entertainment show we've been doing for so many years. All right, more coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio,
Scuba Radio.
the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Why don't you tell Stanley that I have asthma? Because I don't. If it gets out, they won't let me scuba. If I can't scuba, then what's this all been about? What am I working toward?
Take it on.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Came across a new app, by the way, this week called Marla, M-A-R-L-A, out of the UK. And they're using AI technology to predict the visibility of your next dive. As 2010 or I don't know, this just sounds crazy. But they're claiming that they got some kind of AI technology on this new app. It's right now it's in the UK and Ireland, and they're using it for dive sites to predict what the visibility would be. And I don't see how this is possible, even with the craziness of AI. But if they can do it, God bless them. But the company's gotten some money to put this app out there, and I guess you can check it out now. It's marla.blue is the website, and check it out. I mean, it sounds like this guy, the burglar down there at Disney property, if he would have checked this app and realized he was about to jump in a lake that had zero viz, I wonder if he would have second guessed his attempt. But he succeeded anyway, so I guess it wouldn't the bad viz of that lake down there didn't deter them. So I don't know. What do you think, Barry?
I'm just wondering how they would have done it. I mean, down here during the wintertime, the water off Fort Lauderdale is actually clear. It's almost a blue.
Yeah.
But during the summer, it's a little bit, the visibility can be iffy, I think, because maybe there's more algae or something. So maybe they're looking at water. I'm trying to figure out how they're going to do that.
Oh,
maybe
there's so many factors. I think it's crazy, even with the amazing technology of AI and what it could potentially do in the future. They can't predict what the weather is yet still. I mean, maybe they gotten better at it. I don't know how you possibly are able to predict visibility. There's so many factors involved. Like, you just made a general statement, but it's usually the opposite because we have less wind in summertime, and therefore the visibility generally can be better in summer throughout Florida and the Caribbean. Like, this is the best month of the year to dive because the wind is died down from the summer months. It hadn't picked up for the wind. And usually the wind is the biggest factor to mess up viz, generally. Now, like you said, algae blooms, that's a whole different animal. And that can
Kenny
cause...
has a thought on that.
What do you think, Kenny? You agree or what?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, even that just goes to show if you go from South Florida, like you said, Lauderdale, West Palm, and then you take it up to North Florida, then it's a funny thing because if the wind comes from the east, it blows the Gulf Stream up toward the shore. And when I lived up in Northeast Florida, St. Augustine, if we had an eastern wind for a couple days, not too strong, it would blow the Gulf Stream up against the shore, and we could see 10, 15 feet down.
Right.
When normally it's muddy. But then if it got too windy, it would stir it all up.
Right.
So it's like it would change depending on what I was doing the day before. This would be pretty wild. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm a little I don't know,
skeptical.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's the right word for sure. I mean, I just don't know how they could possibly do it. But they're trying. They got someone to give them money to develop this app, and
$10,000 to $20,000 cash.
Right? Aren't you an investor, Greg?
What did I say?
All that money from the restaurant?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just in the UK and Ireland, and I'm trying to bring it to the States. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. But
blue lights out in your window yet?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but I mean, it's a crazy idea. If they can do it, that'd be amazing if you could actually be able to predict what the visibility on a dive was going to be. If they could actually do this and succeed, that would be an amazing feature to have. It'd save you so much aggravation because, nothing's worse than you're planning a big dive and you get there, the weather looks good and everything, and you get out there and you got crap viz, because the wind's not blowing the right way or there's some other like algae bloom.
Tidal changes.
Yeah, tide changes will do it. And like I said, the Gulf Stream, when it comes in closer, that's a constant flushing of clean, clear water that affects viz. That's why viz generally is better down towards like West Palm Beach on the state of Florida, because that's the closest area where the Gulf Stream flushes through in Florida. So you do a lot of drift diving there and usually can get some pretty good viz fairly consistently because of that. But the wind and the weather, there's so many variables. I don't see how even AI could predict such a thing. I just don't. I don't know. I'm skeptical.
The honeymoon's over with you and AI.
Well, I didn't know we were dating, but
well, you seem to be so infatuated with it only a couple of months earlier.
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
You were asking AI to do everything for you, to sing to you, to tell you stories, to look up information for you.
This is very strange because I think what I said, wouldn't it be great if we had an AI version of Barry, because it would probably be a huge improvement over the real one. I think that's where I was going with that, if I remember correctly. Back me up there, Vinny. You think so? Is that right?
No, I think it's great that you use AI.
See?
I mean, that's what it's for.
And you think that would be an upgrade for Barry as well, don't you?
Yeah, I think Barry probably uses it too occasionally.
Yeah, no. We're saying if we use the AI to replace Barry. Yeah.
Oh.
And that'd be okay. You'd be good with that.
There's nothing like, come on. And we all know there's nothing like real, true human interaction. Come on.
Wow.
It's not like talking to a machine.
Look at Vinny Two Tank stand up for you like that, Barry.
Vinny loves everybody.
He does. He's
a good guy. He won't let anybody get dissed on his watch.
Okay. All right. That sounds like that's probably how a boogler would react to all his buddies who's trying to get people to think of other folks.
I don't think so. Trying to deflect back to Vinny when you're the closest there.
Yeah, but I don't have the build. I mean, I'm too tall.
No, not too tall.
Yeah, I am.
Because you got, you know, maybe
5'10".
you were 5'10" 10 years ago, but you've gotten older. You shrunk a little bit.
All right, where's
I
that?
got a feeling.
Where's that
got a
AI
feeling-
Barry when I need him?
Yeah.
I'm not buying it. But that's a pretty cool app. Now the other we got some other stories coming up on the show we got to talk about. There's a new device I came across that could replace scuba fins. You saw that little underwater bike thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
No.
What's wrong with it?
Vinny's a bike
I'm
rider.
not going diving to exercise.
Yeah.
Casey just made the good argument earlier about it. It's just more stuff to carry.
Well, it is, but yeah, I mean, it's called the dive bike, or no, sea bike, SEA bike dot FR. I don't know, what is that, France or what? Who knows what?
It's France. Yeah, it's from France.
So yeah, this guy created this contraption where you basically strap it around your waist, and then there's a bar, and it's almost like a unicycle underwater that you you pedal like a bicycle, and it creates your own little prop. It has a prop on the end of it.
Is it
And the
inflatable?
benefits as opposed to fins?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I guess if you're a serious bike rider like Vinny Two Tanks, it can go like super fast. Maybe it'll cruise really fast. I don't know. I thought it was a little silly, but Vinny seems to be a fan because he likes riding bikes. Is that right?
Let me explain. It's not that. It's just that if you wanted to get in the water,
yeah,
and you want, and not for diving, but for just to power through if you wanted to, if you're in an area where you want to swim across to the next island or something.
I couldn't say it better myself. I don't. And you know what? But we're out of time for this hour, so we'll take it over to the next one, the Deuce. And also get a report on a dive show that happened in Australia last weekend. That's coming up in hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Down below if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Some people, like CJ, who's not here today, consider this to be the douche, but it's the Deuce. Hour 2 is what we like to call it. He's not here because he's on the lam. That's the only excuse I can come up with.
I don't know.
Maybe next week he'll redeem himself, but he could be on the run for all we know after this little scuba burglary that took place earlier this week on Disney property. What say you, Casey?
Well, I have a maybe an insight. I don't know, but the pictures I saw, you really couldn't tell whether it was a man or a girl or a woman.
Okay.
Where have our mermaids been through all this?
Ah, good point. You could say that it was a mermaid pretending to be a guy that's 5'10".
Could be. A couple of our mermaids are about 5'10".
Yeah,
They're
it'd be hard.
built,
That'd be a
you know?
hard thing to cover up, if you know what I mean, especially even with a wetsuit.
But
yeah,
they all know how to free drive and hold
Free
their
drive?
breath for a-
Free drive.
God
free
help 'em.
dive and
Yeah.
hold their breath for a long time.
Okay.
That's true.
All right. So for the record, Casey Tobacco Nut throwing the Scuba Radio mermaids under the bus just to cover his own ass. That's really sad. But hey, it's the state of what we find ourselves in these days.
You know,
Gotta
we
do
did
what you gotta do.
we did discuss this, and Bubble Boy has disappeared. So I wonder.
Yeah. Well, yeah, him and CJ are kind of a
CJ,
buddy
yeah.
team. So there could be something
Like
there.
Bush Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Well,
you
maybe
know?
we'll find out next week. We will see. But
Yeah.
talking about this scuba bike thing, Vinny he kind of started to explain why he thought it might be a viable product that could replace scuba fins. And it's, once again, just to describe this, if you're not looking at pictures online, it looks like an underwater unicycle that instead of a wheel, it takes your bike energy, pedal energy that you strap onto your waist and turns it in, puts a prop on the end of you, which is kind of an odd thing. I didn't see the point of it, honestly, but Vinny's a big bike rider. He likes riding bikes. That's how he stays in his, top-notch condition. In between dives on a surface interval, he likes to go biking. So he saw this. He's like, hey, this is right down this is the kind of dive gear I might give a go. Is that right, Vinny? You think?
No, I'm saying I can't see it for diving, but like, for example, a lot of times, depending for like, for example, you're a boat captain, but you gotta set your boat off. There's no harbor, so you're setting it on an anchor and you're setting it offshore, and you have to swim to it.
Yeah.
So you could put that on and get to it quickly, and you could use it for transportation.
Well,
Or
I
if you
mean,
just
isn't
wa-
that what fins do? I mean, scuba fins.
Yeah,
kinda do the
but
same
when
way.
you got that propeller, when you got that thing strapped around your waist, you got the propeller off the back.
Yeah.
It's going to be in the way of your fin. It's not. They're going to clash. I can't see them.
Yeah, your left fin and your right fin are going to clash with each other?
I'm thinking, yeah. I mean, I don't think you can wear a pair of fins with that propeller back there. If you can, then maybe you could use it for
No,
diving.
I think you are misunderstanding, Vinny. I'm saying, like, would you use that prop bicycle, this scuba bike kind of thing, instead of fins? You can't use it with fins. That would look ridiculous. You'd look like a clown.
Not for diving, but for other reasons. Like if you wanted to, if your boat was anchored offshore, you could put that on and swim out to get to it. If you just wanted to swim on the surface,
Okay.
all
right.
as a mode, but not for diving.
Okay.
Because
All right. Yeah, I'm trying to actually make some coherent arguments for this, and
I'd like to
sometimes
point
I
out.
forget
I'd
who
like to point out that
talking
per
with.
my last accusation,
Yeah.
a mermaid has suddenly appeared.
The Aqua Gypsy isn't technically a mermaid, but she is with us, Brittany.
She'd be the brains of the operation.
Brittany, first, you want to proclaim your innocence right now. That was not you that burglarized the Disney restaurant in scuba gear this week, right?
You will never know.
Oh, there.
Smart woman.
Yeah. How tall are you, Brittany?
How tall do I need to be to not?
Well, it wasn't
The
a trick
problem
question.
is that Brittany has some
What?
assets that would
Yeah,
that
exactly.
would definitely
Well, yeah.
make the suit fit a little bit better.
There's actually a song that Scuba Cowboy Pup Morris sings, and he says, "And a couple of bumps you don't typically see on men."
Oh,
When he's
okay.
talking about in that song, "The Bug Hunter."
Yes, I don't
Which is
remember
very
that one.
true. Yes.
Okay. Well,
Which is very true.
you don't
Thank you, Barry.
typically
You're
is the key, because you might still see them on someone like Barry.
What?
okay.
No, I'm no, but
Two words, man boobs. Anyway, moving on. But Brittany, it wasn't you, just for the record. You can, I don't want to incriminate anyone unnecessarily, because we've done that to everyone else on the show today.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you're the only innocent among us. Right?
Innocent?
I have been innocent since I came out of the womb.
Huh. Okay. Well, I tried.
Like a newborn baby lamb.
That's
wearing
right.
A wolf underneath.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What do you think about this scuba bike thing that Vinny seems like it might have a use? I don't get it. And but did you see the picture of that thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it looks like an underwater unicycle with a prop on the end of it. So
Yeah.
you power it like a bike. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
but fins are way easier to manage, aren't they, than something crazy contraption like that?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a circus act.
It's a circus act. Okay. So you don't think it's practical at all? Is that how you think about this? Or what?
No, I feel like we're going to see it in Vegas at the, Cirque du Soleil or something.
Okay. Well, so maybe it'll have some unique, ridiculous type of exhibition type of use. But yeah.
Yeah, we keep trying to reinvent the wheel here. It's like, I mean, you know what's so funny about trying to reinvent the wheel with scuba diving? The majority of people should just focus on diving, because most people are not very good at it to begin with. So just go diving.
Less is more. I mean,
why make it more difficult?
Yeah. I mean, the more crap you have, the more chances things will break, I think, in that regard. What about you, Kenny? You see any practical use of this underwater unicycle prop thing, or sea bike of what they called it in France?
Well, I was trying to figure out if it's actually faster. It looks like it's just for swimmers.
Yeah.
But because I've never seen it until you guys brought it up. And
that's the kind of show we are. Yeah.
In the video, but I don't know if that's just a BS video or.
I would imagine just like a 10-speed bike, there might be gears that would make it more efficient, or maybe it could even be, like an e-bike kind of contraption where you could get some assist. I mean, if it actually did provide power, would that be an alternative to, say, like an underwater scooter? Maybe.
No.
What do you mean no? It'd be like an e-bike.
No, you're gonna go
turn with it.
Yeah, you're gonna go aerobic real quick with that. You're gonna need a lot of oxygen to operate that thing. There's a lot of resistance in the water to begin with. That thing is spinning around.
Well, yeah, but no, that's why I said though, if you made it electric though, like an e-bike, so it's an assisted power propulsion.
Then what is the point? You might as well have a torpedo.
Then it's a DPV. Yeah.
Well, right,
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
Okay. Crappy idea. I think that's what we're all saying, maybe. I don't know. All right, more coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out in the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
When it comes to manufacturing quality dive gear, pretty much all the big players were forced to produce their stuff overseas. Next Underwater Products, however, took a different approach, bringing design and assembly back to the USA. They have an impressive story, and you can read all about it at nexdive.com, along with checking out their complete line of high-quality dive gear. Each Next regulator system is made to order, cutting down on overhead, which allows Next to give you way more bang for your diving buck. At the core of each Next regulator is a unique modular design that can be easily modified as your diving skills and preferences evolve over time. And get this, Next is the Scuba Lab Tester's Choice winner for 2025. Your best dive will be your next dive. Just go to nextdive.com and order now. That's NEXDive.com. Next Underwater Products. Make your next dive your best dive at NextDive.com.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
I used to watch you at the Improv when I was starting out. Things you made me laugh so hard because I had just started learning to scuba dive. You did that bit about scuba diving and how the whole point of the sport is not to dive.
There's a fish, there's a rock, who cares? Don't dive.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. All right, technology, things are always changing. Whether this sea bike could turn into a replacement for scuba fins, I don't think we're feeling it as part of the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad. But who knows? Anything could happen. I mean, like I said, I thought maybe there could be a possibility to make something like that work if you combined like the electric bike element into it. Those things are getting more and more efficient. And then if you had power assist where it wasn't totally man-powered, and then you had this contraption that turned your pedal power into a prop, maybe it could be an alternative to a TPV if you're trying to cover a lot of ground, scuba diving, like you're scanning for lobsters, Barry the bugger, and going along the surface. There might be something there, but
okay.
I don't know.
When we were discussing, when Casey and I were discussing this, if you remember years ago in Dive Training Magazine, one of the advertisements they had would, become a scuba diver. And what you saw was a tank with a mask sitting over it and a pair of fins just sitting by the beach. That was it.
Right.
Simple diving.
Less is more.
Less is more.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm with you. But I mean, people are always coming up with new gadgets and, trying to recreate the wheel, or in this case, the fin. It's going to keep coming. I mean, maybe we'll see that contraption at the DEMA show here in a couple months here in Orlando. Who knows? I mean, I bet that boogler, that would have been kind of fun to see him pedaling away on the lake. He could maybe that'd give him the power to outswim the gators and snakes and stuff. But who knows? Casey, what say you?
Your problem comes with the whole pedaling thing.
Yeah, you're not a peddler. Are you?
Well, whether I'm a peddler or not, your air consumption is going to skyrocket. The whole point of diving is to get in the water, be neutral, and just let the current carry you.
Well, if you're in the lake, there is no current, and you got to swim, you got to kick.
Well, okay, but still.
So?
No, the pedal the bike prop on my...
You're not a fan. All right.
No.
Yeah, I think it does. It looks silly. And if someone came on the dive boat with one of those things, it'd be novel to discuss. Like, hey, let me try that, just for the hell of it. But I don't think it's practical. Now, here's another device that popped up on our radar. Some folks, I don't know, where are these guys at? Barry, you sent this to me.
Oh, that's in France. Yeah,
that's France
52
too.
Hertz. Yeah, they're developing underwater walkie-talkie, so to speak. It'll use a microphone speaker that is, I guess, pressed up against your jaw, sort of like similar to what I think the astronauts use, something like this. They had microphones
like
that
bone connectivity.
Like that.
Jacques Cousteau had
and it
one
would
of those.
be low frequency, obviously, because it transmits through the water.
Yeah.
So they've been raising money to develop this thing, and it would somehow be mounted into your regulator so you could talk. I mean, I know I've used a full face mask with the audio, with the machine and all that stuff.
Right.
This is, I think, supposed to be more sophisticated and less intrusive.
Well, we will see. I mean, those things have come and gone. I mean, the full face mask comm systems, I used to play with those quite a bit. But it got to the point where you go back to less is more. I mean, full face masks are fine if you really have a necessity to be able to speak underwater. And at the time, I was trying to, do some underwater videos where I wanted to provide commentary while we were filming. And so we set up this crazy system that would allow us to do it, and it worked, but it was a big pain in the ass. It's like I finally gave up. I was like, it's not worth the trouble. And, use more air in your tank. You'll burn through it quicker usually, unless you get super, super comfortable with a full face mask system. And it's just a totally different thing.
Now the whole thing is buried at the bottom of his toy pile in the corner.
Well, yeah, kind of.
But Kenny, don't they use something like that in the water tanks or at the tanks over in
Epcot? Yeah, when they're doing presentations and stuff, right, Kenny? They have to do that, don't they?
Yeah, we use them for literally everything. With one exception.
Yeah.
We have the option of wearing regular scuba when we're doing the guest programs with the guests.
Yeah.
When we surface with them, it's a little easier just to pull the reg out and be like, hey, do you need some more defog or whatever?
Right.
But yeah, we work in those.
Yeah, you have to.
So we use them all day, every day.
Yeah, because you're talking with folks topside, and then maybe doing a presentation with people on the other side of the glass at the aquarium there, or what?
Yeah, mainly topside. I mean, it's mostly just day-to-day work, and scrubbing and fish feeding, and hey, this fish is over there, and this guy's coming. And you can be the eyes on the back of people's heads when you're feeding the big stuff.
Yeah. Well, exactly. You can actually tell them, like, hey,
shark.
Yeah, Charlie the shark is behind you. He's gonna take a chunk if you don't turn around and give him what he needs.
We do have some big ones in there.
Yeah, well, no doubt. I mean, and so there's some, mission reasons, I think, to use those. But when you're just doing going diving, just taking a 2-tank dive out on the coast of Florida or God knows where, I think the majority of people want to go down and get away from the noise and the talking and that kind of thing. I don't know the walkie-talkie thing. I mean, it's kind of the same stuff unless they can. The one thing I don't like about the full face mask comm system type stuff. I mean, they work okay, but you watch Discovery Channel shows and anything where they're doing a live shot or underwater audio, it's always shark or shark. I mean, they got good systems. Don't get me wrong. I know the manufacturers, OTS, Ocean Edge, they do great work, but it's still limited on the clarity, and it sounds kind of like a telephone generally, unless it's hardwired. And I mean, I know the systems they got at Epcot where you're talking about, those are actually really nice, but that's not very practical for probably most, open ocean systems. If you have a hardwired tethered type of thing, the wireless stuff is tricky. It's just the technology's tough. It's getting better and better, but still, it's kind of hard to understand them. I mean, just watch any underwater, show on Discovery, and they have to dub it in sometimes or clean up the audio, and you hear the breath and all that kind of stuff. And to me, I that's just aggravating. That's why I like rebreathers. You get rid of the breath, get rid of the sound, and you can really just connect with nature. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I'm getting this face and look from the Aqua Gypsy. We'll find out what she thinks about it next. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo with a buddy or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hi, I'm Manny. I'm your dive master lead in Aquacat, and you hear Scuba Radio.
Yeah, wait, you're the lead dive master on the Aquacat? What are you?
Yes, sir, I'm the lead dive master.
Okay, do it again, one more time.
You kidding?
No.
Okay, guys, I'm Manny. I'm your dive master lead in Aquacat, and you hear Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
The what? Okay. Hi, guys, I'm Manny. I'm a dive instructor in Aquacat, and you're listening to Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to
The world's first radio show devoted to dive. You kidding or what? You did the translation.
Drew?
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
I can do it slow.
Okay, do it slow. Yeah.
The world's first
radio
show devoted to diving. Devoted. You know what, guys?
To diving.
For the Spanish speakers, la mejor radio estación de radio devota de lo que es el buceo.
Nailed it. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. He said it way better than I. I am Greg the Dive Master. Okay, so we're going to connect with someone from down under. Deborah's with us from DivePlanet.com. That's, by the way, DivePlanet, PLANIT.com. And she's in Australia in the future. It's like Sunday morning when we're talking to her. So first question, Deborah, does anybody of the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad, are they arrested within 24 hours for robbing a restaurant on Disney property in scuba gear? Have you heard of this in Australia where you are right now?
Well, I can't really divulge something from the future that might.
Crap. Okay.
Thank you.
The Matrix.
Alter the timelines.
I have to tune in next week to find out, but I tried. I tried to expose the culprit, but
you have to cancel your plane ticket, Greg.
Well, okay, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. It depends on who it was. But Deborah was, she's in Australia, and there was a big dive show, the Go Diving show. Was that last weekend or the weekend before? When was that exactly?
That was the weekend before.
Okay,
and
a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only the second time the Go Diving show has been in Sydney, and it's been hugely popular. It's really it's like a breath of fresh air. There's a lot of energy. I think they had about 3,000 people through the door, which for Sydney is pretty good.
That's a good show. Good turnout of divers. Huh?
It was buzzing.
Yeah. So, and then, obviously Dive Planet is a website or a company you can go to and learn about diving places like in Australia and Queensland. That's where you focus on, or all over yourself?
Well, we're a travel agency, a dive
Yeah.
travel agency, and we do send people all over, but that's the site. Yeah, we do
Barry's
send
helping
people
us out on
all over,
YouTube.
but
Yeah.
we do specialize in Australia, of course, because that's where we are,
Mhm.
and the South Pacific. So most of the South Pacific islands I've dived personally. I've dived the whole length of the Great Barrier Reef and, Sydney, South Australia, Western Australia. So the team can give everyone, you know, uh, fantastic advice because we
Consultation. Yeah, you've been there, done
yeah.
that. And that's what you did at the dive show. So people were coming up to your booth and there's like, okay, I want to I want to dive the Great Barrier Reef. We're
Mm.
here in Sydney today, but how do I get there? And basically you got to go out of Queensland, right? Which is, or do you, or what?
Yeah, well, the Great Barrier Reef is over 2,000 kilometers long. And so
It's pretty great.
that's like the
That's
length of
huge.
Italy.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So there are several jump off points. The most well known would be Cairns, sort of
Mhm.
close to the top. And there's two liverboards that go out of there on a weekly basis to the Ribbon Reefs and the Coral Sea. That's
Okay.
just amazing diving. You're just going to see beautiful, beautiful pinnacles and drop offs with soft corals, hard corals, lots of pelagic action, reef sharks. And on the ribbon reefs in winter, we get migrating dwarf minke whales. Now, they're
Nice.
pretty special because they're as playful as dolphins, but they're, about 9 meters long, so they're big.
Yeah.
But they basically come, right up to you on snorkel, and they sometimes buzz you when you're diving as well. They're very playful.
Wow. So but they're usually there in the winter months in Australia, which would
They
be,
are.
I mean, is that they're upside down from us,
Your
right?
summer. Yeah, your summer. So June, July.
Okay, it's
Um,
June, July.
yeah.
Actually,
And then
I'm gonna be in Australia next year, February, beginning of March timeframe, but no minke whales
okay.
that time, right?
No minke whales, but there's
Oh,
still plenty of beautiful
yeah,
life underwater. It's a good time to dive Sydney actually because the water's a bit warmer in
yeah.
February, March. We have sea dragons here, giant cuttlefish.
Ooh, like
Um,
that. So when you
and my
say no, so I went to Australia years ago and I went into Cairns and we went out to the Great Barrier Reef from there. But you're saying you could go from Sydney as well, and there's diving
not to
right
the
off of
Great Barrier
Sydney.
Reef. Oh,
No.
there's diving off of Sydney. Yeah, there's diving along the whole coastline of
Yeah.
Australia, really.
Yeah.
Except, if you go too far north, there's crocodiles. But
Okay, I don't want to go that north then.
Take Greg up north, far up north, please.
Don't mind them.
But yeah,
Deborah.
so
Ignore them.
I mean, there's several jump off points for the Great Barrier Reef in Queensland. Townsville, which is about 4 hours south of Cairns. Near there, there's an amazing wreck called the Yongala. It's been there over 100 years.
Yeah. Is that the one loaded with sea snakes? I think that's what I did
Yeah,
years
it
ago.
is. It's famous for its
But like from
octopus.
Cairns, I don't remember how far. Like if you took a dive boat from Cairns straight out to the Great Barrier Reef from there, I mean, how long of a boat ride are you talking generally?
If you're just going to the Cairns Outer Reef, which is where most of the day boats go,
Yeah.
depending on the boat,
Right. Of course.
around an hour to 90 minutes. It's quite
Okay.
far out.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why, well, if you want to really get out there, you want to maybe do the liveaboard things, or do they still have that like floating type of setup where you can be shuttled out to a boat that's there overnight? They used to have that
Yeah,
years
they
ago.
do.
Yeah.
So there's there's one of the liveaboards that basically stays out on the reef all week,
Yeah.
and the day boats will shuttle people out to
Gotcha.
meet liveaboards. So
But
you can
that
stay.
shuttle out to those parts is a couple hours, though, generally, depending on how fast the boat is.
It's about 90 minutes,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
usually on the shuttle you do a dive with them first, and
Yeah.
then you join the liveaboard when it heads back to Cairns.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah, it was a pretty unique setup for what we're used to, here in the States, that's for sure. But it was it was just amazing. I mean, I can see why they call it the Great Barrier Reef, because the one thing I remember was just the reef structure was just massive. It was like diving in the Grand Canyon. You ever heard that type of comparison? Like the reef is just so grand and big and tall, like these big crevices, like they're just massive. That's what I remember. Is that right?
Well, it's yeah, I suppose like the Grand Canyon. Can you see the Grand Canyon from space?
Yes.
You can, right. Yeah, so
Yeah,
you can
so
see the
the
Great
same
Barrier
on that
Reef
in
the same
Scotland.
way. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah, and it was quite grand. It was just amazing, and obviously that's one of the things that makes the Barrier Reef so great, I guess. So yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more about Australia, and we got the Aqua Gypsy. I know she's lit up now because she's like, I want to go. You're going when? And then, everybody else is going to ask the same thing. I might entertain the Aqua Gypsy. The rest of them, screw them. All right, more coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hey, man. Hey, what are you doing today? I don't know. I was kind of bored. Do you want to do something cool? Well, like what? We could go scuba dive. Oh, yeah, that sounds great. I've never done it before. Well, there's only a few things that you gotta do to be good at it, and it's really easy to learn. Here, I'll show you. Come with me.
Okay, everyone, let's get our gear on. Let's go for our dive. Taxi right here.
Now be a scuba diver, it can be so much fun. Making memories and sharing good times in the sun. Descend with the quickness, equalize so you don't pop. To avoid decompression sickness, always make a safety stop. You know, gonna be a scuba diver. Gonna be an underwater survivor. I'm gonna be a scuba diver.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. We got Deborah from diveplanet.com with us from down under, right there in Sydney, Australia. She's in the future. It's Sunday morning as we do the show live here on a Saturday afternoon stateside. And we appreciate her getting up so early and telling us what we got in store for us since she is in the future. And by the way, Dive Planet is going to join us at the DEMA show this year. And we're going to do a little thing about promoting Australia at the big event here in a couple months. You're coming stateside. Is that right there, Deborah, or what? Yeah. Are you excited?
I am.
Or,
I'm excited. We'll be coming stateside and we'll be running a number of presentations, some on the Great Barrier Reef, focusing this time on the southern Great Barrier Reef. It's a part of the reef that not many people know about. There's lots of beautiful islands and beautiful pristine reefs as well. So the southern Great Barrier Reef is an area that takes in the Keppel Islands, Heron Island, which you may have heard of, and Lady Elliot Island, and all of the reefs in between there. So from the very southernmost tip of the reef, which is pretty much Lady Elliot Island, up to the Keppels. It's called the Capricorn Bunker Group, those reefs, and they're pretty special.
Yeah.
We have some, amazing encounters there, lots of mantas.
Cool.
Lady Elliot Island, they call themselves the home of the manta ray. They have identified over 1,000 individuals there. So it's, it's fantastic diving. And Heron Island, more famous for its turtles. They get hundreds of them there nesting every summer, but they also have lots of rays. So mantas, shovel-nosed rays, stingrays, smooth rays. You can just go for a snorkel under the jetty there, and you'll see dozens of them.
Love it. Love it. I mean, I'll tell you, when I went there years ago, it's been 20 plus years since I've been there, and I've always wanted to go back, but it just didn't work out. But like I said, I'm going next year. And it might end up going twice because they got the dive show in Sydney next year. It'll be there again,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
come
So,
for the dive show.
yeah,
Or-
yeah. I was flirting with trying to get out there this time, but it didn't work with the schedule. But we do have it on our penciled in for 26, so we'll see. But yeah, Australia is a cool thing. One thing I remember, other than like I did the sea snake dive that blew my mind. I just loved it. But the people in Australia were so entertaining. For a Yank like me, I don't know if that's right. I don't know what you call us. Sometimes maybe idiots. I don't know. But regardless, the Australian people and the divers that I met were so cool. They were so, like, come on in. We'll show you what we got down here and all that. And just, it really made the adventure. I mean, just the diving community. Is there any difference when you're traveling around the world and you're doing a dive show in Sydney compared to, say, like the scuba show in Long Beach, California, or a show stateside? Is there any difference, or they just talk different? What do you think?
Well, I think there's a scuba fraternity, isn't there? I think
Yes,
we
right.
all want to show off our little patch. And, so if you came to Sydney, I'd be saying, come and see my local, not just the Great Barrier Reef, come and see my actual local, which is, my local beach.
Yeah.
We have in Manly, where I live, the only fully protected marine park in Sydney, and it is just amazing. It's just absolutely teeming with life. It's beautiful. It's a bit colder than Great Barrier Reef, but
Yeah. Like when you say colder, what kind of ocean temps are we talking here?
Oh, at the moment it's 18 degrees.
18.
Oh,
So that's
Celsius.
like high 60s. Is that what I'm thinking there?
Yeah.
Brittany, help me out on high 60s. Okay. Yeah, that's a little chilly. You know what I have is a heated rash guard. I probably never mentioned that
not
before,
the heated
but
rash guard story.
it's an inside thing.
Yeah.
64.4 degrees.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Well, then, that's Middlesex. That is a little chilly.
But it is still spring here. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it does get a bit warmer. It gets up to about 23 degrees.
Okay. Well, that's
yeah, so-
now you're talking. But yeah, the thing is, it's worth it. You got mantas; those never get old to see. I just came from a dive, doing some diving in the Maldives a few weeks ago, and we had whale sharks, mantas. But you got all that stuff too. Do they get whale sharks in Australia sometimes too? Or
Yeah. In fact, Ningaloo is famous for whale sharks. That's that's almost guaranteed
Yeah.
encounter season because they have spotter planes.
Okay.
But they have found a new population of whale sharks actually in the Coral Sea, so on the Great Barrier Reef. And on some of the exploratory trips that you can do with liveaboards like Mike Ball or Spirit of Freedom,
Yeah.
the far eastern Coral Sea reefs, they're taking divers out there now a few times a year.
Okay.
It is very remote, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Aqua Gypsy, what say you? You sold on going to Down Under to do some diving? What do you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I have a couple questions though.
Yeah.
Well, the last part that she just mentioned was very, very interesting. But one thing I was also wondering earlier before the break, you had mentioned that day boats go out to the liveaboards. And so if you go out with a day boat, the hour and a half or hour and 50 minutes, then can you come back maybe 2 days later, 3 days later? Like, is
Yeah.
there a
It's almost
exact
like a hotel
duration?
night stay
Right,
out there, isn't it?
It is
that right?
it is like a floating hotel.
Yeah.
So you can go for, as little or as long as you like. You can go one night, you can stay 3 nights, 5 nights. Yeah, you can stay the whole
Pretty
week.
flexible. Yeah.
Cool.
And I did that back in the day, and I hung out with the captain, and I was sitting there after a day of diving. I, got me a rum and Coke or something, and he came up to me and he goes, "Greg, hey, what are you drinking there?" And I'm like, "It's a rum and Coke." "Hey, oh, what kind of rum is that?" "Oh, like Jack Daniels." "Oh, that's not a drink. Let me make you a real drink." And he had like his own special Australian batch of rum that he brews out of his garage. And I was like, God bless him. And let me, so he made me up a drink, and what I remember, I had a great time. But it was very potent, if you know what I mean, Deborah. But that goes back to that, that hospitality that I met with the Australian folks. I mean, I really loved it. I mean, I bonded with a lot of folks from that part of the world on that trip, and I look forward to doing it again. And anybody could do it, and you can be their liaison to make that happen, right? At diveplanet.com?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And actually, we're running a familiarization trip in January. So if there's any, dive shop managers listening that are interested in finding out more about the Great Barrier Reef and Fiji as well, because there's really easy connectivity now between Fiji and Cairns with a direct flight. So,
all right. Well, that's probably opened up to Aqua Gypsies and Sweetwater Scuba YouTube video people, I bet, as well. I'm just guessing their fins are flying in the air right now. Like, I'm in. I want to go. So Deborah, thanks for the update. Yeah, DivePlanet, PLANIT.com. There you go. Check it out, and you can connect with Deborah and her gang. On that note, we're going to wrap it up till next week. Remember, it's always better where, gang? Come on.
Down where it's wetter.
Safe diving, everyone.
On the boat or down below if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go! Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.